So my plan was to watch the new Netflix series Ozark with Jason Bateman and review it for you all. About 3 episodes in, I got so bored that I said, F it, I'm not watching this no more. I could not get through it. And then I started thinking about Robocop, and I said, huh, uh-huh. Okay, so while I was watching this boring ass show Ozark, I went to thinking about RoboCop just randomly, and then it came to me. I said, you know what? This movie turned 30 years old this year. Holy shit, 30 years, yo! I'm getting old as hell. So when RoboCop dropped, I was 7, right? Look here. Don't act like you never took your kids to see a hard R-rated movie that had a lot of violence and shooting and shit in there. RoboCop. I'm excited to review this shit, man. It's one of my favorite movies. And if you watch my top 10 summer movies of all time, you'll see that RoboCop is in my top 10. Definitely love this film. So RoboCop is the story of old Detroit in the not so distant future from 1987. So I guess that will kind of make it now or a little bit before now. But anyways, Detroit's run down, man. It's being taken over by crime and just villainy. There's just a lot of bad shit going on. So this big corporation known as OCP takes over the Detroit Police Department. So they take over the police department in hopes of cleaning up the city because they want to build a new city called Delta City that's going to replace old Detroit. So in order to do this, they got to wipe crime out and wipe it out fast. So they come up with these programs to set these robotic cops in motion to really clean up the city. And the prototype is the Ed 209, which is engineered by Dick Jones. Well, not engineered, but he's over it. During a corporate meeting, Ed 209 malfunctions, kills one of the members in the process, and now that idea is scrapped. The old man, I think that's his name of the character, the old man, he's disappointed. He doesn't want to go through with the Ed 209 program. So then comes Bob Morton, who has a Robocop program, and the old man, he says, okay, let's see what you got, man. He's looking for new blood. And Dick Jones automatically starts cock blocking, like, nah, dude, we got this, get out the way. Old man isn't having it. He's fucking with Bob Morton. So Bob Morton introduces the Robocop program. Only thing is that they have to find a volunteer to go through with it. So that's why he purposely recruits a bunch of cops from different areas that are high risk in getting fatally injured or killed and sends them to the most dangerous police department in the world. Kind of fucked up. So then comes Alex Murphy. Alex Murphy's a clean-cut cop, good guy, family man, takes his career seriously. So Nancy Allen, her character Lewis, is his partner. And so at first day on the job, they run the street, try to keep it safe, and then they make the mistake of running into Clarence Boniger and his gang. And Clarence, played by that guy from that '70s show, the dad, I forgot what his name is, but yeah, he's a badass in this movie. He's the secondary villain, but unlike a lot of movies now, the secondary villain is no more than a henchman. Clarence Boniger actually was a good fucking villain. Like he was funny, he was menacing, and he could have passed for the main villain of the movie, but that role went to the Ronnie Cox character, Dick Jones. So Clarence and his gang, they brutally shoot down Alex Murphy. They kill him, leave him for dead. So now, we have the perfect candidate for the Robocop program. They bring him in, fix him up, and now we have Robocop, directed by Paul Verhoeven, who's also responsible for Total Recall, Basic Instinct, Starship Troopers, and the classic Showgirls. Oh shit. Okay, so once Murphy becomes Robocop, he cleans up the streets. Everything is going the way Bob Morton envisioned, and Detroit is becoming safer now. Robocop is doing his thing, and guess what? That drives Dick Jones crazy. He sends Clarence Boniger to take out Bob, and also he wants to take Robocop out. Okay, so like I said, that's why I was like, Clarence Boniger, he's a villain, but he's pretty much a pawn to the Dick Jones character. And so he takes out Bob Morton. He attempts to take out Robocop, but Robocop is too much of a G. And then in the process of this, he starts to get his memory back. He starts to remember who he was. He remembers now who killed him. So now it becomes a revenge tale where he has to get back at the guys that did this to him. This is a tragic tale, even though it's a sci-fi kind of superhero action type movie. But it is a real tragic tale because it's about a man who had a career, had a family, and then he loses everything and becomes a product. Holy shit, that's kind of deep. As bad as he wants to get his humanity back, he knows that he'll never be the same because now he's a machine, he's a cyborg, and that really is kind of heartbreaking. But that's what made the film really good, and that's why you really rooted for him to get back at these dudes for killing them like that. And the effects still hold up to this day. Like, this movie ages like a fine wine. I mean, there may be a couple of moments where you'd be like, okay, that looked kind of fake, like when Dick Jones flies out the window and his arms are like fucking 80 feet long. But other than that, the effects hold up to this day, and for a movie that cost only $13 million to make, like, that's incredible. Robocop and Ed 209 have two fights in this movie. The first fight was funny because Ed was fucking him up, and if you remember, when Robocop was running away from him, he was going down the stairs, and remember, Ed 209 couldn't go down the stairs, but he was trying to, like, find his footing, and he fucked around and slipped and fell, and he was on his back, and it was funny because he was like a baby that couldn't get up off his back. Or better yet, like if you ever see a cockroach when it's on his back when it's dying after you sprayed it, and the roach is like just doing this shit, like he was doing that. Peter Weller, who is an actor you really don't hear about, but Peter Weller really owned this role. He really made it, Robocop the iconic character that he was, because he gave him his walk and his movements and everything about him was just, that was all Peter Weller. Like, he came up with all that shit, and I thought it was cool because you actually thought you was watching a machine move. And it was cool they casted him because from what I read, originally they was gonna get Arnold. They was gonna get Arnold, and they was also considering Rutger Hauer, but both of their frames were too big to fit into the suit. They needed somebody that was slender, that could fit in there, and that can move fluently. And Peter Weller was perfect for that. So to sum it all up, this movie was damn near flawless. I loved everything about it. Yeah, RoboCop, man, the first one, iconic. It gets better as I get older because I appreciate it more now. The effects hold up, the score was great, the performances was great. Everything about this movie was great, so no surprise. If you're watching a Retroland review, you know 9 times out of 10 I'm giving it an A and up. So RoboCop 1 gets an A+. Certified fire, classic, iconic. There it is, man. So what did you guys think about RoboCop? 30 years, man. Wow, 30th year anniversary, man. You know what? I think I'm going to review a few more movies that turned 30 this year, man. There's like a lot I can think of, and I'm like, wow, I'm getting old, man. Holy shit. Like, I'll be 38 in August, and I'm like, shit. Hey, but like my uncle says, man, keep living, nephew. Keep living. One day you're going to get old. So that's my review for RoboCop. What did you guys think? Comment below. Comment freely. Thank you for watching. This is Rashad G signing out.